There is a heavy silence that follows the moment someone in a position of authority tells you your goal is impossible. That criticism often triggers a specific kind of internal retreat. You begin to question whether your own ambition is a sign of passion or just a lack of perspective. This creates a tension between two paths. You can lower your standards to match the expectations of the people around you, or you can accept the friction of being misunderstood to protect what you've envisioned. We can find a clear path through this conflict in the story of a student named Robert. His experience serves as a case study for what happens when internal vision meets the wall of external validation. Robert spent his childhood moving from stable to stable. As the son of a horse trainer, his life was defined by hard work and a complete lack of financial security. When his teacher assigned a paper asking the class to outline their future career goals, the prompt was meant to encourage practical, attainable plans. Robert chose a different route. He submitted a 7-page paper that bypassed the typical career paths of his peers. He designed a 200-acre horse ranch, mapping out the precise locations of buildings, tracks, and grazing land. The project was a massive departure from his current reality. It was a statement of what he intended to build, regardless of the resources he currently possessed. When Robert received the paper back, it didn't have the reaction he expected. The teacher had marked it with a large F. He told Robert the dream was unrealistic for a boy in his position, citing the millions of dollars in capital and land required to make the plan work. The teacher offered a deal. If Robert would rewrite the paper with a more realistic goal, he would reconsider the grade. Robert didn't take the offer. He told the teacher he would keep the F and keep his dream exactly as it was written. This brand of realism often acts as a filter, judging the future based strictly on what is already common or expected. Years later, that same teacher, now retired, arrived at a massive horse ranch to oversee a youth event. Walking through the gate, the teacher saw a layout that was identical to the drawing he had failed decades earlier. The owner of the estate was Robert. The teacher admitted he had spent years using his own professional expectations as the sole metric for what his students could achieve. Robert's success had nothing to do with academic approval. It was the result of his own commitment to the original design. The ranch stands as physical evidence that a plan can be realized as long as the person who drew it refuses to shrink the scale. Back at the river, the mentor hands the paper back to the mentee, who now has a visible sense of resolve. A vision is a private perspective. It makes sense to the person holding it, even when it appears impossible to everyone else. Breaking through external doubts requires you to convert that vision into action and move toward it without looking for permission. Think about the one goal you've been told is too large or too difficult. Are you willing to keep the F to keep the dream? Stay patient, stay grateful, and keep